Hey people, what's going on? I just feel like speaking for a few minutes here. It's Tuesday, September 13th, and seeing Rob Panique's latest video where he talks about having been involved in the VC for going on 6 years now. I was like, wow, 6 years. I didn't even, think about the fact that it's been going, that I've been involved making these videos along with other people that long. And who knows how long people were making videos like this before I discovered it. I discovered Mr. Hall of Fame and Stephen Shipper. They were some of the earliest people that I found doing this. But 6+ years and it's still going. And I think it's fantastic. I just wanted to say that the vinyl community as a concept belongs to whoever embraces it. It's not a real club that never had any formal starting of any sort. And it's wonderful that the concept and the idea and the essence of feeling like there's a community continues on. I know that it's a living part of my inner world, VC. And each person can define what that is for themselves. Some people, vinyl community means a lot of involvement and interaction and watching, etc. I do think that over the years that might have something to do with why many people have come and gone. Maybe there wasn't enough interaction for them, not enough attention, not enough this, not enough that. But the vinyl community continues to exist. People continue to come on board and claim it for themselves, which I think is wonderful. The vinyl community still has its detractors, and that's just the way life is. You have your pros and cons. And I remember in the early days, I would get messages from people who really thought that this idea of being really friendly and giving records to one another was somehow flaky and disingenuous. But they had not. But it was based on their own perception, their own criteria, and they had nothing better to offer. And so I just want to just say, thumbs up to people who claim and continue to participate in the vinyl community, whether or not I have watched some more videos recently, and I'm happy to see that there are a lot of people making videos still. And it's great. It's great. VC forever. And shouting out to you in particular, Rob Panique's, Daddy Panique's, up there in the East Coast, Boston, right? In music-related news, I'm wearing my Icky Blossoms t-shirt. Some of you know that I helped to write Heat Lightning, the lead single off of their first album, Icky Blossoms, and that I'm also in a band with Nick Fackler of this band, Ian Dreamer. Well, I was really happy that they finally, after all this time, have asked me to play bass for them on a show coming up next month. So I finally get to do a gig with Icky Blossoms, and I just say finally because I've always been up for it all along, So happy to have a chance to play with Icky Blossoms. More to come on the Hi-Fi House. I'm probably meeting up with the head person of the Hi-Fi House later today to get things going. It'll be a separate channel from this. I'm thinking I'll be making the videos down there. I don't know. But that's coming. Some records sitting out. Turning Point, Creatures of the Night. This came out in 1977. This is Canterbury-influenced jazz rock, and it's wonderful. And I was listening to this at the time, along with punk rock. 1977, Ramones, Sex Pistols, all that was going on. I was getting into it. I was still listening to prog and Canterbury as well. It didn't make sense to me to be phony and all of a sudden say that music that I've always loved all my life is suddenly uncool because the press or some young, unknowing kids say so. Lavelle Carter was showing Don Cherry's Moo Part 2, and it just made me pull these. I have Part 1, and this is an original pressing on the big label. I try to collect this label, and here's Part 2, which is a reissue. Don Cherry was working in jazz and world music long before it became a genre. Just check out Don Cherry. The man is a master. One of my favorite albums of all time. I played this all the way through last night. Moody Blues, To Our Children's Children's Children. Everything about this album, from the message to the music, is exactly where I'm coming from. Always have and always will. This is a personal masterpiece. I love this album so much. Was getting into some oldies last night. Flash, Out of Our Hands, the band that was started by Peter Banks after he was ousted from Yes. This is their third album where they try to do a concept. Musically, it's really strong. The concept, I listened to the lyrics last night. Crap, in my opinion. But again, all along I've been saying, lyrics are the least interesting thing to me, even though there are profound lyricists who have said some really amazing things with their words. But the thing that always amazes me is the music. Comsat Angels, the band that inspired the sound of U2, it's documented. I didn't make that up. And they just were so horribly overlooked. This is their album Fiction. Wonderful album. Just fantastic, fantastic. Another of the great prog bands who were, some people considered prog light. I don't go with that. They just have their sound. Camel. Rain Dances. Wonderful album. Richard Sinclair of Caravan was in the band at this time. Brian Eno is a guest on the album. This is from front to finish, from top to finish. This is just a beautiful album. Beautiful. Pull this. It's October Country. It's 4 different artists. This goes back to the 80s. Nate Starkman and Sons put this out. Some would call this goth, but to me it's a precursor to dream pop and shoegaze. None of these bands are really well known. Marnie, Autumn Fair, Dark Arts, Soul Brothers. It's almost ambient, but in a dark, that's why it's somewhere between goth and shoegaze. Really good. Real good. Here's a compilation on the Big Actual label that I have and was playing. It's a great snapshot of the artists on the label. Everyone from Archie Shepp and Paul Bley to Sun Ra and Art Ensemble Chicago. Double album. Awesome. The label, in fact, Recordings out of Greece, which put out some stuff of mine, sent me this a while back. Intersound, Aural Architecture. Interesting. You know, at first you think it's just like this minimal electronic album, but then they do different things with guitar and horns. Comes with a CD as well. And really found myself really getting into this. Snatches of early craft work, moving into things that it's hard to define. Really good. Really good. Diana Biernat, I've watched several of her videos now. So glad you're in the VC. She was showing an album by Between, and I believe this is her first album. Once again, a precursor to what is called world music. Einstieg, I'm not sure how you say it. Group Between. Wonderful, in part meditative, also kind of psychedelic. Wes Montgomery, Wes on the go. I'm just going to go till I'm done here. One of my favorite Wes Montgomery albums. This came out in 1963. I don't have the Obi, but this is a Japanese pressing. Wes Montgomery, one of those artists who's gone too soon, had his own voice, really kind of, in some ways, not revolutionized, but taught us a whole new way of playing the guitar. Finnish band, Finn Forest. Jazz rock of the highest order. Put a little snippet of this on Instagram the other day. Just a fantastic album. All you gotta do is hear it, and you hear it. It's like, wow, this is like some of the best. Eloy, a German space rock band. Raw, and this is a good album. There's more commercial elements here, but the last tracks on both sides really, they go back to the space prog roots and do it upright. I love that cover too. Okay, one more, the Regs. Two of the guys from the Chameleons, when they split and did this band. See My Friends, 12-inch EP. I just love this stuff. Beautiful melodic, guitar-based, almost pop. I mean, this music deserved to be played. I'll go one more because I got this stack here. Headless Chickens, I believe from either New Zealand or Australia. Stunt Clown. Interesting band. Post-rock before they call post-rock. Hard to say, just there were elements of post-punk, but also progressive, but on the dark side. I like this album. It's not an easy ride. Stunt Clown. You like it. My brother was over the other day, and we were vibing, and I pulled out Jeff Beck's Blow by Blow, just for old time's sake. And with the cat damage on top. You folks that know this album know it was when it came out, it turned heads. Jeff Beck doing jazz rock, and really well. Okay, so I'll let you know more about the Hi-Fi House and when it's happening, and give a link to that site when it's happening. And once again, the BC is alive and well, and it's yours. It belongs to whoever wants it. And do your thing and just make it good, positive.